So in this video, I'm going to optimize oil range breakout strategy with our automated strategy builder. Usually I just do these as support for our users, but I thought I would share this particular one to show you the sort of support that you get with the xBrat trading software, in particular the automated strategy builders, in this case with oil on the range breakout. Check it out. It's just 20 minutes. But it shows you how we go through that process of optimizing oil for those range breakouts so it trades automatically. So let's look at a new example in 2024 of optimizing the range breakout ASB. So I'm going to use oil. It's on 10-minute time frame. Remember, we use oil on the 10-minute time frame. One of the first things to do is look at the data series. Make sure we're on 10 minutes, but also we want to look back for the last 30 days. We don't want to look any further than that. We need to keep this optimized and current. So we'd probably look at that every week for that rolling 30 days and adjust if we need to. So the next thing we need to look at really on the strategies is the default settings, and you've gone through all how to save the templates and everything. We need to start to build a strategy. Now that strategy really for me doesn't include the straddle to begin with, doesn't include reversals, so those need to be unchecked. Continuation trade, definitely checked, and also the opening range trade. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go down, you're going to uncheck Europe. You don't want the European session, you want the London session, 3:10 a.m. 10 minutes after that, the first candle closes at 3:10. So in NinjaTrader, so 3 a.m. is the London Open, that first candle closes at 3:10. Then you're going to go down where it says, it would say custom session 1, you're going to change that to oil, and you're going to put that to 9:10 a.m. And these are all EST times, remember. Everything else is disabled. So the next thing we're going to do is start to set up some basic settings for all of these settings for the opening trade. So the first thing is the maximum bars after opening. And this needs to be changed from default 10 to 2. When you get that opening range trade, it's got to go, and got to go quick. So if it doesn't go in the first two candles, you don't want it. So what we want to do is a mid-size sort of risk is around 55 ticks for that opening range in oil. Remember, it's quite volatile during that time, so if it goes over 55 ticks, there's a lot of risk on the table there. So we're going to start with quantity of 3 because it's just so simple to do, and we want to understand how we're going to do those targets and all that sort of thing. So the next one is the type of order, stop market. So the entry offset is 1 tick. The stop loss offset is 2. So then what we're going to do is we're going to look for stop loss update triggers. So when it goes through a certain amount of ticks, we want to make it risk-free to begin with. And this is what I usually put at 60 because we want to get it to run. If we do it too early, it comes back, takes us out and goes back again. So the first stop loss update is 60 ticks. And then we update that stop loss to 2 ticks above or below where the entry was, so we're risk-free. So then we're going to look at then start to be a little bit more aggressive. So at 90, we're going to lock in 45 ticks. And then 120, we're going to go even more aggressive and lock in 100 ticks. Okay, so that's our stop loss adjustment. You need to be quite conservative and allow this thing to run when it does break out. You will get some losers this way, but predominantly you'll hit the bigger runners by giving it time to breathe once it breaks out. So the exit mode, if you leave it in target, whatever you set your targets to, it will just take the target. If you change that to confirmation, what it does is uses the EMA. So if you get that opening range and the blue is above the green, we get what we call it's almost like a bullish bias. So it will use that. It will still update the stop losses, but it will use that when it crosses back again to take out the profit. Now, if those EMAs aren't in the right position to each other, it will revert to target automatically anyway. So we still need to set that up. So your target quantity for what is your one. So one of those three contracts, we're going to take off at 50 ticks. So even before we get to that break-even point, we're taking one of those contracts off. The next one, we're going to take another contract off at 100. Whoops, not 2,100. And the next one I do as standard is 150. Okay. So we're going to take one contract off at 50, one at 100, and one at 150. So this 5, 13, 4, leave that exactly where it is. The next thing I'm going to go is go down to continuation. So this is when it comes later on back through the range, okay? Max range, really, I want to be lower, so I want to be around 40 ticks on that one. Again, same quantity, again, stop market, entry offset 1, stop loss offset 2. Be a little bit more aggressive with this, so with the three contracts at 30 ticks, okay? We're going to do the stop loss offset to 2, apologies, and then sorry, I'm just checking on my figures, so that's 20, so we're going to be more aggressive with this one. So sorry, 22. So when it goes through 20, we get 2, 50, moves it to 20 ticks, and 75 to 50. Again, I'm going to change it to confirmation. And then we're going to put first target 30, second target 60 for each of those contracts, and then 120 that one. So that's all we need for now. Click apply, and then we're going to come to the top and you're going to enable this and click apply again. So this then puts it on the chart. Remember, this is looking back 30 days. Okay, one thing, and again, if you only see London's here, for example, there's something wrong, because we want the oil. So let's go back to strategies. We've only got the London opening range showing. So we go to oil here, need to enable session, okay? It's got to look right. This is why we use those visuals. Click apply. So there we have the London opening range and everything else, okay? So the next thing really is just need to show the plots on here. Sometimes on the data series, if it says plot executions, do not plot, you need that for text and markers. Click apply and you'll see the trades on there. Okay, so they're just trades for now. What we need to understand is there's some good trades in there, don't get me wrong, but is there any specific days of the week or times where we get consistently losers over that period? So we're going to go to the strategy performance report, right click and go real-time historical. So right off the bat, just with those settings, we've got $16,000 profit. Max drawdown though here is $4,000. We need to reduce that. Only a 61% win rate, so we're throwing a lot of mud at the wall here. So one of the things we really need to look at, first of all, if you go to summary and analysis, we need to change on the right there to entry time. Now, initially, let's have a look at the days of the week. So Friday doesn't look too good for now, but one of the things we're going to check first is the half hours of the day. So when is it sort of prominent time when that's working pretty good? So for me, and again, you'll make sure it's entry time. So we've got a nice little cluster here from 4, I'm just going to write this down, 4 a.m. to around 5:30 a.m. We have got a little bit here from 7:30 a.m. to 8. And then we got the big one where we get the open from 9 a.m. So you need to get that open at 8:55 a.m. And then that's going to run until 10:30 a.m. And then we've got a little bit in the afternoon. It's quite profitable actually. So we're going to go 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Just that small bit there. So the next thing to do now, we've identified those particular times. We're going to go back into strategies. Well, before I do that, on the strategy performance, 2 things you could do here. Screenshot it because you've got to see if it's better. Have we got better max drawdown? Have we got a better percentage profitable? Or if you right click and export it, you can export it as a spreadsheet and have that as your sort of starting point, if you like. And that's what the spreadsheet looks like here. So everything on that table is basically on a spreadsheet. So we're going to disable, right click strategies, let's uncheck the enable box, and then we're going to scroll down to where it says trading sessions. So we're going to click all days, and then we're going to just input those times. So 4 a.m. get your AMs and PMs right, to 5:30 a.m. The next one we said 7:30 to 8 a.m. And then 8:55 to 10:30. In fact, you can just make that at 9 because the opening range doesn't close for 10 minutes anyway. So 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And then we've got a little slot in the afternoon that seems to be pretty good as well. So 3:30 till 4 p.m. And then that's those. To 4 p.m. So we've got initial sort of filtration of sort of bad times, if you like, and we can then go back. Once we've applied, we can click enable, click apply again, and the next thing really is to look at the strategy performance report and compare it to what we had before. So the profit is higher, that's a given. But the max drawdown has reduced from 4,300 to 1,200. So we got rid of some of those big losers. We have an 83% win rate and max consec winners 8, max consec losers 1. Really, really good. Largest winning trade 6256. So let's just have a quick look again at the analysis, and we're going to go entry time here. We're just going to go day of the week. We still got problems on a Friday. So we're going to have to do more work here. We're going to have to put those time slots in Monday to Thursday, Friday, or you can just switch it off on a, just don't activate it on a Friday. But, for me, a lot of that gross loss is on a Friday. So the next thing we need to do now is we've got those times of the day, we need to just go in a little bit more closer on this. So when we scroll down, we're going to go to where it says all days trading sessions. We're actually going to do select days. Okay. So we have quite a lot of 15 slots in here, 4 days, 1, 2, 3, 4 time slots is 16. So we're going to have to give up at some stage one of them. So for now, or again, if you want to, just run it on that other setting with all days and just don't switch it on a Friday. But for me, I want to go through this optimization process so you can see if we got that, we get that drawdown a little bit further. So we're going to do 4 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. So what I'm going to do is pause the video here and go and fill all those out. Okay, so I've gone all through those. One of the biggest things to do when you're changing these, make sure it goes Thursday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. If you put different days on there, it'll just stay open. So remember, I've only got 15 slots, but there was 16 that I needed. So what I did was actually, if you scroll up a little bit, the 9 a.m. to 10:30 were the biggest winners. The ones from 7:30 to 8 were the smallest. So I just missed out 7:30 to 8 a.m. on the Thursday. I stopped at Wednesday. So I'm going to click apply there. And I'm going to go back. So it's quite a bit of programming, but it's all about getting the sweet spot. And again, if you just want to save a bit of time, is just don't switch it on a Friday. So let's enable that. And let's look at the strategy performance report now. Okay, so even more profit, $20,000. Now we've got that max drawdown to 973. We've got a 94% win rate, so we are looking really good. And I think, to be honest, this is now where we are. So one of the final checks is to, again, entry time. Let's have a look at the day of the week, all green. Hour of the day, all green. Let's look at half hour of the day, all green. So we're good. We do have a little bit of a loser there at the 9 a.m.s, but overall, when we take those 9 a.m. trades, 8 trades there, net profit 13,000. That's where the big moves are. So again, look at the strategy performance report, $20,000 in 30 days. One of the things we'll always compare is this max drawdown, $973, but this is 3 contracts, don't forget. So this is a real good max drawdown here. And if you're doing funded trader accounts, for example, that one drawdown wouldn't take you out 100,000. And you'd only need 6,000 profit to actually qualify. So this is a really good strategy, 94% win rate, very, very happy with that. Some of the final checks that you want to do is just making sure, this is what the trade looks like. Could we have done better? It is the question you're always asking yourself. This one does carry over the end of the session here from the oil range breakout. So one of the things you can do here, if we go back to strategies, just disable a minute. So we can exit on session close. Now this isn't always advisable, purely because when we get momentum running through the close and it opens an hour later, it continues. I'm just going to click that now. Okay, so 30 seconds after the close, we're going to click enabled, and we're going to see if it makes a difference. You can see how that one closes here at the close rather than up there. Let's have a look at the strategy performance report though. And again, we're about $1,000 less on profit there. Max drawdown's the same, win percentages, we're just giving a bit away. But if you don't want to take that risk, and you want to close all trades down before the close, then that's your risk appetite. You see the long trades here, no losers. Okay, so once you're happy with that particular strategy, you can click on the strategies, right click on the chart, click on the strategies, and go for template, save, and we go CL 10 mins. Breakout and continuation, and 3 contracts. and the date today is the 23rd of Jan. You can see the last one I did, 9th of Jan, was pretty much what we've got now, so there's not been a great deal of change, and I'm just going to save that. Okay, so that's it. We can reactivate that now because this is a Tuesday, so in theory it will trade. Click apply. One of the things you see here, auto entry is enabled on startup. That's unchecked because you want to make sure it's up and running, and then click auto entries on the right and you're ready to go. If we just go to where we are right now, we can see that the xBrat rate is in grey, so it's out of the trading session. We remember we've got specific times when it wants to trade. So yesterday's trade was fantastic on the oil opening range. We've got the London opening range right now, but remember we don't start trading continuations for that. See if we can find a continuation trade for London. This was a break even later on. So that there isn't a great deal of trades through that London opening, but it's something. I mean, this is a good one here. This was the London Open. It went up above, came below, got the continuation trade, and hit all the targets. Really, really good. So this is why we've got them on there. But as you can see, we've got some great moves on there. Again, this was a continuation trade down here. So that's the 30 days. Anyway, again, it's all about continuation. So we run this one for a week and then we just check those figures again. Pretty much, depending on your risk appetite, 55 ticks might be too much and you might start a little lower. But it's just trying to get that balance and fit right. Hopefully that helps. Speak to you soon.